Hi everyone, welcome to Unit 4. In Unit 4, we're going to be focusing on the stratification and social class structure in the United States. When we look at the social stratification, you're going to be looking at a large number of people and how they're divided into layers according to their power, their poverty, and their prestige. You can apply this to both nations and society as a group. And when you look at social stratification, you're looking at life expectancy because all of these components are going to affect how society will view these people. Now, they may differ, but all societies stratify their members. Either are they poor, rich, are they Democrat, Republican. It all summarizes how we have our stigmas regarding the social classes. Most psychologists define social class as a large group of people who rank close to one another in terms of wealth, power, and prestige. And you'll notice that a lot of these factors will have an impact on the structure. So the objectives we're going to look at this week are listed below. And for this week, you're going to be reading chapter 7 and 8. You're going to have the discussion, and you're going to have an assignment. The discussion, make sure to have your first post in by Thursday. Make sure to have 2 peer responses by Sunday. In your initial post, you need to make sure to have at least an APA formatted in-text citation and reference, as this will help support your analysis. Now, on the paper, make sure to have APA formatting as well. And I might recommend that you focus on putting subheadings in the paper that will break down each of those questions that are being asked. I think it might make it a little bit easier to address all those questions. Now, for this week, we're going to look at systems of social stratification. You have class, you have global stratification, you have genders, you have poverty, and it started with slavery. And slavery was the first type of stratification system that we focused on. Now, the estate establishment was a little bit different. This establishment decided where people were in terms of their size, their commitment to society. The class system now that we have is more open, has a lot more social mobility where people can move from one class to another. And that's important because there's a lot of structure in the class system. Now, if you look at this, the distribution of the Earth's wealth, if you look at the wealthiest 10% of the adult population, that's about 10%. Now, the wealthiest 1% of the adult population, that's a very small percentage if you look at it. The problem is the top 10% own 85% of all the Earth's wealth. The top 1% owns 40% of the top wealth. That's a large amount if you look at it. And that's a challenge that our economy is going to be facing. Now, what determines social class? Is it production levels? Is it the size of your business? Is it the property, power, prestige? There's many different factors. Now, there's 3 components to social classes. You have property, which leads to power and prestige. So that means, what assets do I have? The prestige is the name power behind it, or what I own. And the power is looked at the positions that we have. So those are the many different components to the social classes. And those are a lot of the things, the highlights I wanted to bring up this week that you can put in your paper that will really help you with your assignment. So make sure to focus on reading the 2 chapters. The My Social Lab access code is located in the announcement. And make sure to also focus on the discussion and the assignments due this week. And if you have any questions, please let me know, but I look forward to your effort.